Welcome back to What Arty Noobs for General Disturbance. This is the Geschäftswagen E100. Yes, it's quite a mouthful. The GW E100. It's the Tier 10 German SPG. It's located on the eastbourne of Malinovka, and this one is under the command of Oxagon of ENJ0Y, and you can see 3 marks of excellence on that 21cm howitzer. Now we've got 2 replays for you today, both featuring the same Arty. It is one of the more difficult Artys to play because it does have quite a big dispersion. 0.73, yes, so the shells don't always go where you want them to, but Oxagon does his best to get the shells in the right spot. Now the output is 900 and it will penetrate through 53mm of armour with 11.4 meters on the burst radius. It's based on the hull of an E100, the German heavy tank that never got put into main production, but they did produce at least one. Oh, that one slammed into the rear of the IS-7 for 289 hit points. That's a good start. And he's moving to avoid counter battery. Standard reload for this Arty, 37.39 seconds, so he's got 29.38. That's quite a big jump. Next target's being lined up. It's the 277, I think, but he's making sure it's dialed in before he starts. No, he's decided he's going to go for one of the T57 heavies. They're very close together. If he gets the right one, then he could get both at the same time. He did actually. He stunned both of them, but he landed one shell right next door to the T57 heavy for 405. So that's a non-penetrating shot, but a low roll. I have complained before in the past to say it's very odd that whenever you get a non-penetrating shot, you rarely get above the half point. Normally, damage is 50% of a penetrating shot, plus or minus 25%. You rarely get the plus value when you get a non-penetrating shot, which is kind of odd, isn't it? It's kind of as if Arty is being disadvantaged. Well, at least we stunned the units 15-16 with the last shot, but he's trying to get a shot lined up on that 277. It's gone behind the windmill now, which makes it rather difficult. Can he get a shot from this angle? Not very easy. He's going from above for the T57. Okay, that guy's got 4 shots. He's just fired 1. Unfortunately, our Progetto does go down. He's trying to line it up. Rounds out. This should work. Yep, it did. He's stunned 2 of them and got a nice hit on the T57 for 383. Okay, a Badger's turned up now. And it looks like the advantage is going to the enemy team to start with. Just waiting for the reload to go in. Now, I have mentioned this before in the past, that I think it's always a good idea to mark targets, because if you can encourage your teammate, or teammates rather, to fire at the same target at the same time, then they focus their fire, and then that enemy target tends to go down much quicker, especially if you stun them beforehand. So I mark the target before I shoot, and then sometimes I'll mark the target afterwards to encourage them to get some stun assist for me. It does work, and funnily enough, in many battles, I've actually been the one directing the battle by telling my team which target I'm going for, and then they hit them, and they hit them hard. And he hits the Badger and stuns the IS-7 at the same time. It does work. If you focus fire, if all the guns fire at the same target at the same time, the target tends to go down under a withering total of fire. You know, so they suffer a death by 1,000 cuts in a few seconds, and it really does put a lot of players off. The Badger's going to get hit again. He fires it in. I think he aimed a little too far back, but he didn't actually hit the Badger. Funnily enough, he hit one of the other tanks, and I think it may have been the T57 Heavy that got hit instead. But Oxagon hasn't moved for a while, so he's actually just backing up a little just in case the enemy Arty, which is a T92 HMC, decides that he wants to get involved. Okay, that Badger is not wanting to go much beyond the point that he's actually gone to so far, and this time round it's much more effective because he damages the Badger and the IS-7 at the same time. Over here we've got the T57 and the 277 working together. Yeah, they're backing off. They are not happy, which means our guys seem to be getting them, even though we're 2 down on the enemy at the moment. Oh, the BZ-175 went down to the T57. He must be in reload. Rounds out. And that stops him in his tracks. He burns his repair kit to get back behind the rock so he can reload. But he is down to a 1-shot now. If we can get a good shot on target, we can take him out. The IS-7 still pushing forward. Still got a sizable amount of hit points. And that T57 must be getting close to his reload. In fact, both of them are 1-shot. He could get a bombardier if he can put the shell in the right spot. Then he can get 2 tanks with 1 round. Oh, he didn't get it, but he stunned both of them. Unfortunately, the IS-7 decided to intervene, and we just lost one of our guys, the Badger. But our Viz-55 is trying to get a shot. He's getting attacked by the 277. He goes down. And we're almost loaded. So this time round, we might be able to get a bombardier if we can take out both at the same time. It looks like it's only going to be 1 now. But the T57 is behind the rock. Rounds out. Can he get the kill? No! Unfortunately, he doesn't. But he reduces him to a 1-shot. And he is still stunned. And there's a massive traffic jam on the other side of the rock. So there's no way that 277 is getting through that wreck unless he goes up and around the lip of the plateau. Oh, and unfortunately we lose the IS-7 on our team. So can we get the T57 heavy this time? Yes! Splash kill. That's our first kill of the game for Oxagon. Now, we're only 1 tank down now. And we do have a disadvantage when it comes to hit points. The enemy is actually better than us. They've got, well, 4,000 more hit points than us. So we really need to do something to cut that away. Oh, that one went long. It went over the top of the 277. I think he was trying to get the turret, but the shell overshot. Sometimes it's actually better if you undershoot, and to do that you actually aim at the tracks. You can do that if you're in battle assist. It's a little more difficult to do with the overhead method. And the UNES is retreating, and he's been wiped out. Okay, with T62, our Lion is just around the corner from the ramp. I think we might be able to get a shot on the T62, but unfortunately, no, we didn't get that one. We've only got 3 rounds of HE with stun left. We're loading the 3rd round. Then obviously we're going to be going on to the non-stun. We're 1 tank up on the enemy now, so it's turned around. At one point, the enemy did appear to have the top of the hill, but now they've lost it. They're still better off on hit points, though. That's the main thing. Now, we don't know where that Centurion Action 10 is. And our guys are still waiting at the top of the hill. And that may be because they're receiving fire from the woods. Yep, the AMX-13-105 needs to do a bit of scouting run. The T-110E4 has decided to use the ground depression to get down on the other side of the church. Whilst the others have just headed straight towards the tree line. They don't appear to be taking fire, though. That's the unusual thing. Not seeing any shots. There's a possibility that the enemy might actually be closer to our captain than they are to their own. If you notice, we've only got a Progetto 65 nearby for security. But the enemy has got a Gorilla 15 and an Object 140 over on the west side of the map. Okay, the Centurion is not where he was last spotted. And he's telling the others to go, go, go. So that means they're probably in the tree line. Oxagon's telling them to be careful. The MX-13105 is doing a scouting run in the gully just in front of their cap area. Now, if he doesn't find anyone in that gully, then we need to be worried because there's a possibility they might be a lot closer to us right now. Do have a Jaeger right at the top of the hill, and he really ought to come south. Okay, they're indicating the woods at B1. It's gone very quiet, but that's only because the enemy are just simply not shooting at our guys, so we just don't know where they are. Ideally, we want the Jaeger on our team to come south. If he can come all the way down to protect the Progetto as well, that'll stop any enemy tanks who decide that they want to... Oh, there's the enemy Arty. We're at maximum range. Rounds out. Oh, no, he didn't fire. He didn't fire. I thought that he had. But that's the enemy Arty down. There's only 5 left. They must be in B1. Well, the MX-13105 is about to discover if they are. It's got very close. Somebody just got killed. That was the ST2. Centurion Action 10 got him. And they found somebody. In fact, it's the Centurion, and he's in C1. Okay, line the shot up. He's just been tracked. Rounds out, and... Oh, he got some damage. 218. It was a little far behind, but the Centurion goes down. We're loading a stun shell. The Jaeger's decided to go down the other side of the battlefield, so he's actually moving to the west side now, following his teammates. But I get the horrible feeling that the enemy tanks have actually come south towards our cap, and our Progetto just hasn't seen them yet. In fact, no, they are in the north, so we're okay on that. Object 140, he aimed behind the 140. Tracks him. 209. And we're getting stun assist. Only 4 enemies left. 2 of them are light tanks, so that's the problem. An EBR 105 and a T100 LT. Rounds out. Well, he tracked him again, and I don't think he's moving this time because he did get tracked in position, but it's not in sight of our teammates. This gorilla is hiding behind the rock, desperate to stay there. It's going to be another 12 seconds before we can fire him. That's the 2-minute warning. Well, the T100 just got spotted, and we're about to shoot. Rounds out. Well, he gets a nice hit, 537 hit points. That's the first time I've seen a greater than 50%, a high roll on a non-penetrating shot. The T100 just got taken down. The Object 140's gone. So all they've got left is the EBR 105 and the Gorilla 15. And the EBR has just been discovered by the water. We're going to try and hit the Gorilla 15 if we can. Rounds out. Long flight time. Well, the Gorilla did go down. And now it's just the EBR. I'm shocked that this tank has spent most of the battle doing absolutely nothing. But that's it. They've capped out. Here's the end of battle stats, and that was the first class tank for Oxagon of ENJ0Y in the GW He managed to get a Bruiser medal for getting at least 5 critical hits. In fact, he got 13, a Gauze medal for doing more damage, exceeding 8 times the hit points for his own vehicle, and he got a Confederate as well for hitting more of the enemy than anyone else in his team. In fact, he hit a huge number of enemy vehicles in the game. His win rate in the game, 3,917, which is Super Unicum standard. Let's have a look at the team scores. Well, didn't get the highest damage, but came very, very close to it. Say very close, 1,000 hit points. The T110E4 managed to get the highest damage. He picked up a tank sniper for 4,911, so even he didn't get a high caliber because it wasn't 20% of the enemy hit pool. The Oxagon managed to get 4,091 hit points. And in third place, we've got the Object 140 on the enemy team with 3,391. When it came to kills, it's a little bit better for the tanks because the ST2 managed 4 kills, the E4 managed 3 kills, and then 2 kills went to the Leopard, the Jaegeru, who also picked up a Spartan medal. And on the enemy team, their T57 Heavies got 2 kills apiece. We can see that Oxagon only got the 1 kill in the game. But when he came to base XP, he's a little higher to the top. He's got in third place. The ST2 managed 1,002, was the only player to get over 1,000. 930 went to the E4 and 880 went to Oxagon. He fired 19 rounds in the game, 6 direct hits, none of them penetrated, but he did get 26 splash. Damage of 4,091 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. He damaged 10 of the enemy, so that's 2/3 of the enemy team. And he only got the 1 kill. Got 2,914 hit points of stun assist off 22 stuns. On a premium count, he actually picked up, or actually got a loss of 1,041 credits. But that's mainly down to the consumables, I'm afraid. Yeah, 40,000. So kind of expensive. And he also got 7 bonds and 2,640 experience points. So I think the reason why he didn't get the first class was mainly down to the fact that he didn't pick up enough stun assist in this game. And I don't think that was his fault because the enemy team seemed to be getting rid of the stun. As soon as he put the stun on them, they got rid of the stun, or if they couldn't get rid of the stun, his teammates just weren't shooting at the enemy tanks. As I said before many times, if you mark the targets before you shoot them and then after you shoot them, your teammates will know which tank to actually attack. And so they can actually give you the stun assist. And also they know which tank is the one that's going to be vulnerable as soon as it's been stunned. So I think that might have had something to do with it. But anyway, it was a good game all the same. It was a win, although it did last quite a long time. 13 minutes, 57 seconds. Yeah, they only had a minute left to go before it was all going to be over and a draw. And the thing I've got to ask is, what was that EBR 105 doing for all of the battle? Was he just sitting in a bush waiting for somebody to come and find him? I really don't know. That was really, really daft. Anyway, let's have a look at the second replay. The second replay is on the North spawn of Erlenberg, and the player is Photobomber of FUN2. Well, it doesn't look as if he's moving away just yet. He has turned, so he did load into the game, and he's moving away. Now, Photobomber's got a reload time of 30.64 seconds, so a little longer than we saw for Oxagon. But you must see that Photobomber's only got 1 mark of excellence on his barrel at the moment, whereas Oxagon's has 3, and he's been playing it for longer. Now, as I said before, this Arty does have dreadful dispersion. 0.73. Okay, enemy targets in sight. Up on top of the hill. Looks like a T100 LT. Is that T100? I think it is. Rounds out. Lands behind him, but it did splash him. Okay, I'm wondering why he said retreat. I think he wants to get us over the river. Okay, normally when we'd load like this, I might stop and turn and fire, and then keep moving whilst I'm reloading. Notice those shields over the tracks actually do protect the tracks to a certain extent from enemy fire, especially splash from the enemy Arty. Okay, now he has got a number of targets he can shoot at here. Oh, now if he could hit that guy and track him in the water, that could be a drowning. But instead he's going to go for this alley, going for the E3, rounds out, direct hit, 375 hit points from that one. Okay, that looks a very nice target. It is 55 tier 10. It's a tier 10 game, by the way, all tier 10. Okay, we can see the Super Concrete and the E3. It's going to try and put the shell in on the Super Conk. Rounds out. Oh, it hits the wreck! Oh, that's so annoying. It hit the wreck of our AMX M454. The wreck shielded the other tanks from the splash. Okay, he's ready to go. Okay, that's nice. IS-7. Only got the quarter of him, but this could be very, very bad for the IS-7. It is. 270, hit him on the front plate there, and he is taking fire. No stun assist yet. He's covering his lower plate quite well. Over here we've still got that Super Conk and the E3. Difficult to get an angle there because the house is getting in the way. If he fires it in, he might just hit the roof. No, he hits the roof. Well, we seem to be taking up home on the east side of the map. The Leopard and the Super Conk are the only ones who are staying on the other side of the map. But we've got to look at the map and say, what do we need to worry about? That Badger over on the far side on C1. He's going to be headed for our cap very soon. And all we've got defending is the Super Conk, the Leopard, and ourselves. Okay, E3 on the high street. Can't see him. The Badger's come into sight on the west side of the map. He manages to fire around in at the E3. That Badger, yep, our teammates are now indicating the Badger, but there's the Griller. Now that will make a very nice target. I think our guys are using the depression, or rather the ridgeline next to the river to hide from the Griller and the Badger. So they're using their gun depression. We're one up on the enemy at the moment. Okay, got another Super Conk there. Our Leopard's going around the outside. Wonder, can we get a shot on that Super Conk? Rounds out. Yes, good hit. 381. Fired right into the gap. That's certainly going to help that hurt that Super Conk, because it makes him an easy kill for the Leopard. Although the Leopard did get hit. Can he take the kill? No, he pulled back. Okay, that Griller is in the castle grounds, but we might be able to get a shot on him. And yes, he's going to the aim in the castle. He's just sitting on that corner there. Nobody spotted him, but that was where he was last seen. Rounds out, trying a blind shot. Well, if he was still there... Oh, no, he wasn't. Unfortunately, the Griller was just spotted moving into the town. Oh, if he had still been there, that would have been devastating for him because he's got no armor. 21 centimeter shell would have really messed him up. Now we could splash kill the Super Conky. He's going to the overhead view. I do approve of this. Rounds out. Oh! Hits the building. I thought for a second that he was going to see a kill there because that Super Conk was just sitting there waiting for it. Our Leopard is down to last few hit points. The Super Conk is got less, but we really need to put a round in there to take him out. Just about there should do it. Rounds out. That did it. He got it this time. Very satisfying shot, that one. After it failed the previous time because it hit the building, RNG just said, no, I'm not letting you have that one. There's nobody directly to the south of us at this moment, so he doesn't need to worry about being behind a building or whatever, but he's far enough away from the enemy. Now the Progetto 65's turned up on the east side of the map, and he spotted that. He's having a quick look. They're using the wreck of that Batchat 25 ton to try and spot our teammates. The AMX 13105's actually moved in behind them. That may have made them think twice about carrying on the attack. And we do have somebody, a Gorilla 15, right down at the other end of the map, just behind their cap area. Now, that would be very funny if some of them had to turn around and head back to their own cap, because it might make them vulnerable. Gorilla 15's in that corner. Rounds out. Okay, well, I approve of that shot. Didn't get the kill, but it was placed in the right spot. Photobomber's getting further and further into the corner. I know from many games in the past, I used to go straight to this corner to fire from because it gives you great arcs on the enemy. But unfortunately, after a long while, people started realizing the shells were coming out the corner, and the counter battery fire became almost, well, impossible to deal with. We're just waiting for any sign of the enemy. There's a 60 TP down in the south. Okay, we can see him. Our Gorilla 15's gone into the castle grounds. Can we get a shot? Might be able to. Rounds out. Well, that was very well placed. It was exactly on the spot where the 60 TP was seen. And he did get stunned. And he's down to 100 hit points. Or is it 180? 180. Okay, so he's now splash kill if we can get the shell near him. If he tries to make it across the river, he would be a very nice kill. There's the IS-7. He's traveling back. Not good for a snapshot at the moment. He's going too fast. We need to realign the shell. Oh, he's cutting across. Oh, well, we fired the round in, expecting him to continue, but as soon as he saw the gorilla, he stopped and is dead in his tracks. And now we've got the E3. He's surrounded. Got tanks both sides of him. And we're firing into the gap, so really nowhere he can go unless it backs up into that space between the houses. And that's exactly what he's done. Okay, we need to go for the 60 TP down by the river because he's attacking our 268. I think the Leopard's seen that. We're going after the E3. We do get a direct hit for 293. Unfortunately, we lost the Gorilla 15 in the castle. The Badger got him. So the Badger turned around and attacked in the other direction. They've lost the Gorilla 15 on their team. That's 60 TP is now being attacked by our Leopard. There he is. No shot really. The building's in the way. But he is a splash kill if we can get the shell near him. So Photobomber can put a shell down near. He fires in. He stuns him. It's a pity that Gorilla's gone because he could have shot the guy in the back. The E3 is still taking damage. It's the Super Conk that's doing the damage, but the E4 is moving in on the E3. He'll have to pull forward in the E4, otherwise he'll have to take the shot. No, he's having to go round the houses to get to him. Can we put the shell in? Rounds out. Yes, he gets something. 101. It's a start. And he gets the derp that kills the E3. But we're down to 2 minutes 45 seconds. This is a long game. Two very long games, one after the other. Oh! Unfortunately, we lost the Leopard 1. He was taken out by the Progetto, but the Progetto's on one shot. So, time to get a kill. Rounds out. Yep, that's the kill. Yep, second kill for Photobomber. Only two enemies left. They've got the Badger and they've got the 60 TP, but the 60 TP is a splash kill. The Badger is a little more healthy. I think the Badger's gone further south. He actually killed the Gorilla 15 in the castle. 2-minute warning. I don't think the Badger's there. He might be further around the corner, but I don't think he's on that spot. That's where he was last seen. Oh, I'm wrong. I'm so wrong. He was still there, and Photobomber's just got a direct hit. And that's encouraged the Super Conk to go in. He must have seen the figures pop up for getting some damage. And unless he's used his first aid kit, there he is. Okay, we've got him in sight. And there's the kill shot that kills him. But now it's just the 60 TP left. I felt sure the Badger pulled back. But nope, he was still there. So well done to Photobomber for using his minimap and picking a blind target. 60 TP is trapped now. He's in that corner. Close. Oh, there he is. He went into the gravel pits. Now he's a splash kill. We can put the shell next to him. He'll expire. Rounds out. Yes! Direct hit wins the game from Photobomber and 3 kills. And that was an ace tanker game from Photobomber of FUN2 in the GWE100. Very well played. You can tell that this was the first time I saw the replay because, of course, I got it wrong. That Badger was still there. And, well, good on Photobomber for picking the blind target and making it work. Okay, so a win 8 on that one, 2,405, which is very good, but it's not Super Unicum. And that's a bit surprising considering that he did get an ace tanker in that game. Now, maybe down to stun assist. Let's have a look at team score. Well, the damage he did was 2,350 hit points of damage, but the highest damage in the game went to the E4, 5,192. Second highest damage to the E3 with 4,288. And the third highest damage was the Super Conqueror on the enemy team with 3,791. So, yes, I'm afraid he was actually 6th on his own team. And there were a number of players on the enemy team. Let's have a look at them. 6 of them on the enemy team that were greater than him. So he's actually in 12th place on damage. When it came to kills, though, he was actually sharing joint second place because the E3 managed 4 kills, the Leopard and Photobomber managed to get 3 apiece. 2 kills went to the E4 and the Super Conqueror, and on the enemy team, the Badger and the Progetto 65. The E4 managed to get a tank sniper. The Super Conqueror got a steel wall in that game, so he was obviously blocking a lot of shots that were fired at him by the Badger. But because he was using his gun depression, he was blocking those shots and he just couldn't be killed. When it came to base XP, he's in second place again, because this time it was the Leopard 1 who got 1008, the only player to get over 1000. But Photobomber got 935 and 889 went to the Superconk on his team. He fired 19 rounds, got 5 direct hits on the enemy. None of them penetrated, but he did get 18 splash. Damage of 2,350 hit points, all of it at more than 300 meters. Damage 7 of the enemy, kill 3, and did 1,316 hit points of stun assist off 13 stun. So he didn't get a lot of stun in this game, but he did get some nice kills and some good damage. He did earn a profit from the game of 13,888 credits because mostly his consumables weren't that expensive. He also got 7 bonds and 3,506 experience points altogether. And yeah, that was an excellent game to get an ace tanker in. And congratulations on that blind shot on the Badger. I really fooled me, that one. I really honestly thought the fact that the Badger got a kill shot on the Gorilla 15 meant that he must have been closer to the castle than he actually was. And no, he was still there. So I hope you enjoyed that replay. In fact, I hope you enjoyed both the replays, this one and the previous one for Oxagon. If you did, please give the video a like, do subscribe to our channel, leave a little comment down below because it feeds the algorithm. And thank you for watching.